Sanibonani ninjani kodwa. Hello. Sanibonani. Igama ngiuNatasha Xulu. Okay, let me stop singing. Hi, welcome to Tax Tuesday. Sesiyayiqala inkonzo yethu iyaqala bakwethu. I am so happy, so happy to have the opportunity to be joined by you this moment. It is Tax Tuesday. Iqalile inkonzo. Yeah, tax. Sisakhuluma ngemali. Wozani. Hello everyone. Hello. I am uNatasha Xulu, the curator of NXCA Network. This is our class. Ngiyayithanda-ke inkonzo mina. I am inviting guests to come through. Oh yes, come through as guests. Yes, please come through. Join discuss season. Hi Smilo, hi. Yes. Ninjani.
Siphile njani?
Ngiphilile. Usungiphethe kwayo inkonzo ngisayi-introduce ngisayiqala ngisayivula. Sanibonani.
Ninjani-ke on the second day of e-filing?
It is exciting, Putwami, for us to be able to trace this. Abantu abangathuka behlisa umoya. In fact, I think a lot of people don't pay attention to isikhathi sabo lesi. Mina-ke njengothisha, I'm excited. Ngoba sengithola ithuba lokwazi ukuyolentuza bhutwami. Sengizoqala-ke manje kusayofunda mina, because I actually have to still interface with the new e-filing profile. But ngifuna ukuyi-introduce-ke manje. The event is started. We have started the event. It is now tax season. Smilangithi Putami, you're a tax practitioner. You've said that. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I was working for SARS for some years. Yes. Then I quit it. Yes, we're not really poison. We were helping. SARS was trying to bring compliance. People must pay their fair share. You know, no one is owing someone unless if you were under taxed. That's where the complication, or if you don't declare properly income that you receive, or under declare, then you'll be a estimated assessment that SARS will raise if you try to avoid tax. There are those consequences.
Imake asiqale ngohlelo ke manje si-organize inkonzo yethu Smilo, because ine-agenda ine-agenda. Ngisacela nike ningidedele nje ngo-10 minutes sike si-introduce i-tax season, si-introduce uku-open kwama-returns, and then so discuss-ke. Ngicela ungiphe lelo thuba, right?
Okay.
As we're discussing nanso i-agenda, ngiyakufuna futhi ngicela ungahambi, because I want us to discuss SARS from a perspective of being good and bad, and sizocela amanye ama-guest azoke sike sijule nje ngabo, because asike sikhipha ama-emotions. Akithi for class we have to bring our understanding of SARS, understanding of tax season, ngoba nje ama-returns evuliwe. But right now I want us to discuss this article. I want us to discuss this article. USARS uyasitshela-ke uthi-ke, that's how I'm opening inkonzo yami. This was posted on Business Day, but they actually summarized better what SARS has issued out of its publications. So right now, we have officially obtained our returns. Please go invite your friends. We've officially opened our returns. We've passed through the automatic assessment phase. So from the 1st of July up to the 14th of July, bephuma nje ubukhaqaqaqa bama-SMS bekukubi Kukuba abantu bethula ama-SMS getting the notifications that the IT statements are out, the IT 34 statements are out. You get an SMS with your IT, with your tax number, futhi abbreviated, telling you that there's a statement on your profile, go check it out. Which then brought then the theme of this tax season for me, which is we must learn how to e-file, because literally SARS directs you to go check your profile in communication. Even a refund, you are told you have a refund, go check on your profile. That's this tax season. If it's message in returns for everyone, is please go learn how to e-file, right? So they've now opened a form called the ITR 12 tax return, which is linked to your personal income profile, personal income tax return profile. So this is our time. This is our time. And SARS is saying that these returns are gonna close from the they're gonna close. They opened on the 15th of July. They're gonna close on the 21st of October 2024. This it's important. It is your time, especially for you. This period is for you who is a non-provisional taxpayer, an individual taxpayer, meaning that literally majority of your income you earn through manners where a third party can go and declare on your behalf, which is literally payee collection methodologies out there where people then go and declare on your behalf the taxes that they've collected, and your return is closing on the 21st of October 2024. For the rest of us whose lives is complicated, Ankatali, you have a trust, you run a business at an individual level, right, good people, you are a provisional taxpayer. Your tax return is going to close on the 28th of January 2025. I guess Kulumege, what does this mean? SARS, what does SARS want people to know? Let me summarize these articles. Arosazi, they require you to submit your return if you are not automatically assessed. If you did not get that notification that says your statement, your return and the statement is out, if you did not get that SMS, and please, can I get a poll? Can I do a poll of people who actually got their return? I will be doing a poll soon. Let me just finish my conversation as we talk. I'll be doing a poll of people that were automatically assessed and people that did not get the notifications. Are we tolang SMS, but you definitely know that you have employment income. And there's a reason for that. We will start explaining it if you are saying I'm a provisional taxpayer, Natasha. SARS have already been holding their money from my payslip. Guys, I think the most shocking first tax deduction I've ever seen in my life was a 50K in my articles, SARS. Boom! And I think I was 23. I was just like, 50K, how is this happening? It was a bonus check. It was my first big check, as I think at the time. So right now, this is your time for you to deal with those big expenses that come out of your tax, of your pay slips, of your invoices. For you, or a provisional taxpayer, finding a beg submit every 6 months to hambi okoki liability to estimate to SARS. Every 6 months with your provisional submission. You should have been doing that. That's what I'm saying. You should have been submitting to SARS every 6 months and paying over a liability. But you see, tax season is open. Taxpayers are required to submit their tax returns to SARS so that the liability in terms of taxes for South Africa can be calculated at an income level. Then you can declare that and declare your tax deductible expenses that are incurred in the year of assessment. Now, year of assessment, we are accounting for everything that you did as of first of March 2023 up till 29 February 2024. That's the time period you are first accounting for. So imali owayenza lapho ama assets owadayisa ngalezo sikhathi, that's the period. That's a financial period, isikhathi, guys. So not everything that you've done is being covered by by this tax season, but you can have prior year returns outstanding, meaning i-return ka-2023 awunayo, awakazi uyisubmit, prior year returns can still be outstanding. It's just we are accounting for financial periods that are governed by the 1st of March, ending on the 28th of February. But because we had leap year this year, our tax returns are now accounting up till the 29th of February 2024. So usazi this is your time. It is your time. This is not the time to run away from SARS. This is the time to go face them, strategically go disclose indaba ngoba if they come find it themselves, when they start crying over SARS dates, it is because they did not take the opportunity of tax season to go and account. Nayizaland, every time nkonzo yami, give me the love, give me the flowers, give me the roses, isaqhubeka. Otho sazi ke futhi ke in some cases things can result in refunds to taxpayers. And sazoyiqhubeka futhi Smilo sazoyikhuluma, you will give about 3 to 4 examples that result in a refund. Kodwa, I need to say this now. A refund is a payback of your money. It is not a miracle from God. It is your money already after we've done accountability all. I will not lie. It is hella nice to enjoy that refund. I'm not guys. Yo! Guys, January ivulwa. I'm just kidding. But it is something that comes out of multiple processes. And really so sorry guys, as a taxpayer, your goal should not be the refund when Smilo, so you discuss a footlet. Your goal should be a tax savings. Your goal should be being able to achieve tax savings. And the sazo iqhubeka lenkonzo yawo ama tax savings. Go to sazi kuyasho ukuthi for some taxpayers it could result in refunds. For some taxpayers it could result in additional payments, because the first point of call for all of us is that in South Africa, when you are making money, you owe government a portion of it. And the billability of this starts from remuneration of above 98,000. I think the 98,000 plus namasentjana per year. Once you make a rent above that, it starts getting charged at 18%. And it goes up in terms of levels of making money, in terms of wealth, in terms of income assessment from a taxable income level. Wealth also is attached to that. If you sell your assets and you make money, it's attached to that calculation. You owe our government a portion of it from a personal income tax conversation. There is something called CGT. That's once you're assessing your whole year. Once you're assessing your whole year in relation that period, 1st of March, let me mute you. Ngizokuvula bhuti wami mase ngizokuvula Smilo mase si discuss ngicela ukuyindlala nje. Let me just open the session and then we're gonna talk together. We also said there could be a result of additional payment because you are accounting for 12 months, which is the 1st of March 2023 up till 28 February 2024 for the 2024 tax season. If you have prior years, then it means for 2023, do that mathematics again. Yeah, I understand. We are always in accounting, we are historians. As accountants, we are historians, historians, because I literally sit through people's bank accounts and I bawe to siyanbheka of enhance lenkonzo yenu of being able to say what you did with money, being able to conversate effectively over money, because that's very much important in wealth building. You must be able to say, Natasha, I make money through this and I spend this to make that money. Natasha, I had this asset, so I sold it, and this is where I am. Now, I do admit that imali system yabelungu, thus we constantly are in need of education. Thus here I am. My education is not for you to be a professional. My education is for you to be able to take control of it, and namba bayiletha. Oh, Kapadia abahlakaniphile sinangu just noSmilo on this live. He's really gonna be helping us reflect through this tax season as we just teach each other on how to manage this thing and understand this value chain for yourself. And it starts with learning how to e-file. This is how a taxpayer can complete a tax return. It's either you do it on your computer on e-filing, and that's the one I'm going to teach on. I'm going to teach on how to complete on a computer, the desktop version of interfacing with e-filing over the next 3 months. Guys, we have to break it down because I want to show you how the responses to the questions interface with your declarations at SARS. That's where we need to go to. So I'm not taking you down the tax law understanding conversation. I'm taking you down the system understanding conversation over the next 3 months as we celebrate tax season. That's also a booking concept that's relevant for you because we have to break this down according to your income profile. Now, we already have high level understandings of profiles. There's pensioners, there's already the employment income gang, there's already the business income gang, there's already the share and investment income gang, there's the crypto guys, crypto. So we have to then teach you in the interface of e-filing using those methodologies. CGT, the CGT interface will be by itself. I hope SARS doesn't fire me. I will explain my tax positioning this year, which is what we're going to use to teach ourselves. I'm going to be as open as I can take it. We do need to plan it out so that I can verify who comes in, and then we control how information is shared, because as we interface with e-filing profiles, especially if we start with mine and whoever joins, we have to protect the information. There is things we can share in public, there's things we can share in lives, there's things we just need to share on a GMIT virtual call that is ours alone. No one else can come in. Yeah, he's alone, so that when we share it in public, we cut out the things that we do not want the rest of the world to hear. So, you can submit your return via e-filing. That's the first one. The second one is the SARS Mobi app, which you can complete and submit your income tax return. So for people that use the mobile app, maybe I will have a day where we overall interface with the mobile app. I wish on TikTok I was allowed to screen share. Maybe I could have already. Maybe there will be an interfacing with SARS platform. That one, I think that's the one I want to go post on YouTube. How to interface with the SARS communication channel, being explained by me. SARS already has a YouTube channel, so if you want to go in depth with that, go to them. There's a SARS TV on YouTube. They try and post, but I get it, we as accountants, we have a voice. As professionals, corporate voices, guys. They ruin everything. They suck out the energy. So Nithandege, if you are in love with my personality, if you are in love with my energy, stay with us. But if you just want that calm, I am in class energy, SARS TV is there. SARS, the website is there. Go learn by yourself. I'm encouraging you. I'm also going to contribute in my way in teaching South Africa. To my colleagues in taxes. They're definitely willing to engage. So we are saying the SARS Mobi app, they do allow for the ITR 12 form. It's a form that you complete where you're responding to various questions, and then you can file electronically at a SARS branch where an agent will assist you, meaning that you can book a session to go manually submit you can file electronically at a SARS branch where an agent can assist you. So SARS has these interfaces there at the branch where then you can go in at SARS and then interface with your e-filing profile with an agent at SARS. Do you hear what I'm saying? You have to book for that, but they don't submit on your behalf. You go and they interface with you online at a SARS branch with your e-filing profile. And then finally, you can request to submit a return that it is manually posted to you. So the paper, you can still do that. And I wish I can find someone who wants to frustrate SARS. Just for fun, guys. To request that your return is submitted to you via mail. We told them PO Box, the post office. And then we complete and manually submitted at the SARS branch. Leo person Jinji. How long would it take? SARS, it's still there. They haven't shut it out, especially for, I think, abantu abadala who are confused at times, but abakwazi ukukhokha. These are things that allow them to uyeka SARS. But SARS favors the first to approach. USARS ufuna uye e-filing, uSARS ufuna usebenzise the Mobi app. They want you to use the electronic versions. Once you go to the branch, you have to book. And I swear, appointments are really not available. SARS is fully booked. I got one I got my appointment. There's appointments in August already, and that's what's available thus far. So SARS is saying they're favoring that you book, you use e-filing, which is why this season we are blessed with inkonzo of saying, let's learn how to e-file. Maybe this might only be inkonzo ka tax season. Let's interface with this digital system. But this is life. Life is about learning. Those are opportunities. If you can grow in wealth, if you want to manage your wealth conversation, if you want to manage your income generation conversation, definitely submit your return and definitely join this conversation of learning how to e-file. So SARS favors the first to approach. You will have to make an appointment if you want to go in, and that's a nightmare and a half. You also have to bring in supporting documentation, right? Various taxpayers have warned, tax practitioners, NAMI as accountants, as NXCA network with my practitioners, we are warning you. It is annoying to go into SARS for appointments only. They're available in August, even for our clients. If you book an appointment now and we need to go into SARS, you are also going to wait, just like we are. We are going to have to apply, make sure that the paperwork is on time, but then it is a very long process that SARS has in terms of assisting us at the branches. But luckily, e-filing is beautiful, guys. Like, we've done well. That's the first good thing. E-filing is beautiful. But okay, maybe there's someone who has comments where they're frustrated over e-filing. Sazo Kuluma. That's one of my good points over e-filing. When you are completing the return, taxpayers need there's a list of supporting documents that they're saying we must have from an individual conversation. The things that you must have on hand as you are preparing to submit your return. For those that have employment income, you need to submit your IRP5 or your IT3A certificates, which you receive from your employer. IT3A certificates. So your employer must give you an IRP5 or they must give you the certificate, because both of these things, they are there for two types of income profiles from employers. And certificates. An IRP5 is issued when you have had tax withheld from your profile. If your employer has withheld payee and there's a payee line on your pay slips, there's money every month that's been taken, then you definitely must have an IRP5 from your employer. If they don't withhold an payee, then they must give you an IT3A certificate, which then shows in totality what they paid. Now, over a 12 months period, what does my employer pay me? Labo cost to company, nabo gross by in the employment contracts. Is it really what they paid over to SARS? If someone withholds actually any taxes, they must issue you an IRP5 or an IT3 certificate, even at the independent contracting level. There must be a certificate that comes through over and above your payslips if someone withholds taxes. And Katali, even if you are independent, it was 1 month's contract, they must still issue that certificate to you. The next one is a medical aid certificate, medical certificates with as well as documentation for amount claimed in addition to those covered by the medical aid. So if you want to claim the medical cost, which is one of those allowances that we discuss in future lives in more detail, but there is a benefit in the ecosystem when it comes to medical cost. So if you have medical aid, there is a medical tax credit that you claim. Further, over and above that, out-of-pocket medical expenses are also allowed to be claimed at SARS. So if you go and pay a doctor out of your own pocket, for your medical aid and your beneficiaries, I think, and beneficiaries, if you go get sick, you need to bring in supporting documentation of that expenditure, but it is deductible at all. So discuss again allowances and deductions. So the buying of medication is deductible at an individual level. It is deductible. Understand how my tax positioning is gonna be this tax season. Please stay on the live. Information yongdlala is very much important. I really need to lay out the foundation of understanding tax season so that I can then respond to your questions effectively. But please start writing and preparing so that we can go through these conversations. So definitely prepare your medical certificates, prepare your additional expenditures that you are claiming. There's also the pension and retirement annuity certificates. You need those from a contribution perspective and also from claiming income level with retirement annuities. Your banking details must be ready. Your proof of residence must be ready. Travel logs. If you receive a travel allowance, receive a travel allowance. Y'all don't keep that log. And now it is still creatable from like at this level if you are clear over the distance, because we have measurements in terms of my office is here and my client is normally there, thus I traveled this. But you don't, even if, and I find that even if people do keep logbooks, they don't keep it in the version that SARS requires. There is a version of a travel logbook that SARS has issued as a standardized template for all of us. You must have that. We must ensure that that's aligned. It's evidence that you must go claim. Again, in Funama refunds. Those are the things that SARS is saying must be there. But this is only if your employer has declared Duguti you had a travel allowance against your remuneration. We also have tax certificates, IT3P, in respect of investment incomes and dividend incomes. There must be tax certificates for that. SARS is also saying for us disabilities, there must be a completion of a completed confirmation of diagnosis disability. There's a form that you take to your doctors where it's applicable, where you're claiming disability expenses and the disability thresholds. At least the tax ecosystem is designed to accommodate the government collecting while you are also accommodated from an expenditure level. Kuphinde futhi kuthiwa kungakala information around your capital gains. Kuphinde futhi kube khona the conversation around your capital gains if there's any transaction where udayisi asset. Now SARS requires you to be able to present the sales conversation and the purchasing conversation together so that they can calculate what's due to them. Everything you do in South Africa, based on the democracy we've agreed upon, has a tax attached to it. Hey, siphinde futhi ngesithi financial statements. So especially those are the guys that may truly introduce me to understanding taxes for an individual. I provide accountability as Natasha Qulu. I provide accountability. Thus, in business, even as an individual, you need financial statements for your business income. Ngase ngi-expand lapho ke le understanding yami ye tax for an individual. And thus, even if you are running a business ngikubona nje Terra as you are here, you still need to go to SARS. Let me tell you this. There's cash flows above 500,000, even at a bank level, on an annual flow conversation at the bank. They trigger reporting levels. And then once they start getting into R1 million, they definitely trigger reporting. They trigger reporting with SARS, with SARS. They trigger reporting with SARS. Thus, ultimately, even there is cash flows that are flowing through you you must go account. You definitely must go account. We then have any other documentation relating to you receiving incomes or deductions that you wish to claim in relation the various allowances that are there in the law that are governed by your profile as a taxpayer. Ka-accounting sonke ke sigavunisho ukuthi what's your income profile, what's your taxpayer profile. Fanele sing-analyze ukuthi, hi, I am uNatasha Xulu. I am first a resident of South Africa. That is very much important. I am a resident of South Africa, and I was in like the profile analysis is quite detailed. So as we learn how to interface with the SARS ecosystem, hopefully we will be able to cover izinto zakho. I think this is the most cost-effective way when we do class sessions of learning how to e-file. Because guys, once you want a tax partner time, even my time in accountability, let me tell you, we are now declaring with SARS, right? For things we did in the past, from 12 months, in the 12 months period, starting from the 1st of March, ending in the 29th of February 2024 for 2024 tax returns. But once we declare now, for the next 5 years, SARS can come back and ask us, and we're accountable. Thus, as I assist you, I'm assisting you now. My knowledge, my time is being billable, but I'm also accountable with you for the next 5 years. And when you come back with audits, obviously, again, you will need my time, which will talk towards a conversation of billability. But that accountability is there, meaning NAMI on my records, I have to keep that information for the next 5 years. There's a cost attached to accountability, and it's over a 5-year period. Even now, refund, you are thinking of that. That's where usazi can come back in the next 5 years. So if uzokwenza i-declaration, make sure you have your story right, and your story must be complete. We assist as accountants in that. I'm hoping I will teach you how to interface. There's things at an individual level, at a profile level, but that comes with the understanding of what your business is, who you are, and where you're based. So even those that are from outside of South Africa, our locals, our residential properties working outside of South Africa, there's so many benefits for you in the law. I cannot wait to do lives that are dedicated to you. And for those that who are for those who are based who are in South Africa, but they are from other countries. Let's put it that. I definitely need to help you this tax season on learning how to e-file for you, or teach you how to do it. There's definitely going to be class. There's so much nuanced conversations. We're going to have fun. But SARS, we are here. SARS is administering things beautifully for us. As pay agenda. This is the final communication from SARS. Before we continue. In addition to the typical documentation above, SARS has also noted some of the changes specifically for 2024. There is now a pro rata deduction that is being allowed to retirement funds, meaning that if a person's year of assessment is less than 12 months, the allowable retirement contribution deduction currently, which is 350, will be applied proportionally. So if we are not accounting for the full year, that 350 relief is gonna be apportioned according to the month. So according to Usaziya uses the 365 days methodology. So that is there. That's also that's a bad thing for us taxpayers. It reduces a benefit that was there, because once into your the deduction was clocking holistically for you, but now they say they're pro-ratering. The next thing is that the tax-free deduction also, again, the tax savings deduction. Now, before you had 36,000 as a whole, Lama tax-free savings accounts in which they now have proportionally been reduced again to being applied according to the month. So for how long have you heard that tax savings account? If a person's year of assessment is less than 12 months, then again is reduced. So this primarily affects because this is if a person's year is less than 12 months. if your year of assessment is less than 12 months, if something is affecting your accountability for 12 months period, then that deduction also has been reduced by SARS. Rooftop solar panels is the final update that SARS has given into effect. They saying that finally, you can be able to claim as an individual up to 15,000, 25% of the cost, or up to 15,000 per year, the cost of installing solar panels in your house. So those are the just major announcements that are coming from a SARS conversation. I hope they are giving you some enlightenment over your tax conversation. They did say that not everyone needs to file a return. They're saying that if individuals who have been automatically assessed by SARS and have accepted that they do not need to file a return, if you're accepting that SARS, you did good, you calculated all my income situation right, my employer and I are happy, I'm fine, deuces, I do not need to submit a return, you are happy. My learning how to e-file conversation might enlighten you with something, so you might participate and learn. But Nami, again, for those who are automatically assessed, I don't want to burden you with too much. I just want you to understand your profile and understand how to use e-filing just in case you have other things that might be applicable to you. Because if you lie in a tax return and it's submitted, this is where they come back and roast you over money. So if you're automatically assessed because SARS knows only your employer income, millions that are going through your bank account, please, let's help you let's help you e-file, reject that assessment. If you have claims that you want to put through deductions, also when Natasha, I think I qualify in these deductions, I have it, then let's reject the return. Let's go file it for you, especially things like those medical aid costs that are coming out of pockets. They're there. The donations, if you've donated and it's not on the SARS system, yes, definitely, let's help you. So for automatically assess, your worst and fears are over, especially if you don't want the stress of SARS coming back and wanting audits. Because the conversation in the paperwork, I've already been explaining it in the live. In the paperwork, we are there to assist for those about it. Natasha, I'm too busy. I do have money to pay for assistant, especially because accountability over 5 years, we will pay the fees. Definitely book an initial consultation with us. You must book an initial consultation with us. We'll definitely assist you. So not everyone needs to file a return, but so we are sure. However, if you are not accepting the automatic assessment, the dates are important. Your returns are closing as of 21st of October if you're a non-provisional taxpayer, but if you have trade, then yours is closing on the 28th of January 2025. We then have we're saying that a natural person or a deceased estate is not required to submit a return if the gross income consists solely of a natural person or deceased estates. That's what they're saying. They're not required. Oh, deceased estates. We still have to do a whole session on deceased estates and their needs. My tax practitioners are gonna have to help me because Nami ang specialized girl young lento. But I want to teach people how to e-file and know manage it so that you can scam and understand what's happening, because our government is hungry. The government of GNU is hungry. We're gonna be taxpayers. We're gonna be victims of the government of GNU because they need money to finance their ambitions. There's no more important time than in our taxpayer. There's no important time than to us to finance the right decisions of the government of GNU if they work for us South Africans. I'm for taking control of your financial situation. I'm for knowing your positioning. And then Skamba Manga in terms of lifestyle. We need tax season makes you just have that sober adult conversation that we don't want to have, but iba sober, man. Guys, iba sober. Okay, have a beer if these conversations are difficult. Just have a drink on the side for yourself. I mean, I'm putting the elixir of life, which is water. But have a drink if you need to be, but be sober-minded. Have a drink, though, to make yourself calm down over the panic of SARS. This is your time. If there's something that you are not liking on the profile and it's been declared, this is your time. Soon, sengizoyiqeda i-address kaSARS, and then we're gonna talk about them. Ngifuna ama-emotions enu over tax season. They are saying that if your remuneration does not exceed 500,000 and it's a single source and employees tax was withheld, you're one of those people that might not need to submit. One or more of the following scenarios are applicable to you. If entrance income is from a South African source not exceeding 23,800 per year, and younger than 65, if you're younger than 65, if you're younger than 75, it must be 35,500 if you are older or a deceased age. If you are 65 and older, that's what you earn interest income of below 34,500, then also again you should have expected to be automatically assessed. Deceased estates, bona, their tax season is the 23rd. If they get if a deceased estate gets interest income, if they get 23,000 na bona zimali ke yabona inkinga ngeyinamba nemali ayisixaka wonke umuntu and ngugabhadiya wazo, but the pronunciation of numbers and money sometimes is difficult, but the wisdom of what I'm saying is there. So ning understand mangithi amasentshanyana, guys, I quoted correctly on paper, but when I'm verbalizing it out, it's an exhausting task sometimes. So balapho, if you have interest income as an individual of 23,800, a younger person younger than 65, and someone who's 65 years and older, 34,500, then I guess as batin genze kuba writing in, there's no need to come through. It's 23,800 for deceased estate. You might not need to come through. Tax exempt dividends, if your company is paying dividends and they've gone and declared them on your behalf, they've withheld the taxes of, I believe dividend tax is 20% or 25%. I think dividend tax is 20%. They are exempt then once they sit on your level because the company has already paid it over. Thus, you don't need to go in and do your return. Especially if you were a non-resident for the rest of the financial year, then it's fine. If it's fine, shame in South Africa. If you're a non-resident and you earn dividends from a South African company ecosystem like JSE, but it's fine. You don't need to submit a return. Amount received and accrued from tax-free savings investments. If that's your only source of income, I mean, already SARS has said it's tax-free. We're good. A single lump sum received from pension fund, provident fund, and tax has been deducted in terms of a tax directive. So if your provident fund, sessions of pensioners, tax yabo, once you're getting paid out pension, there's a tax liability attached. And sometimes the tax institutions, the pension institutions can withhold it. Sometimes they don't. And then you find that SARS already sitting with this huge balance. SARS will discuss in details, in terms of these pensions. I will not be advising in terms of what pension is better from a tax planning conversation. I would be advising in terms of what's the impact of tax and pension funds. Do you get what I'm saying? I will not be advising on the profitability of it. I'll be advising on the administration that it brings about and the accountability of SARS. The above does not apply to individuals in the following circumstances: if you are paid and granted certain advances and allowances, advance and allowances relating to business travel and accommodation and substance and travels. So if you're earning employment income and in solo SNT na more travel allowance, lezo zinto ziyahlupha guys. Yizo futhi ezenza ukuthi ama returns enu angabi automatically assessed. They do result in refunds if done right. From a tax planning with your employer, and these are the moves that you implement when you are tax saving and strategizing. So if you can get a refund now, this is not something you cannot wake up now and decide, Natasha, I want to claim travel allowance when it was not declared by your employer for that period. It is something that has already been effected for you, which is why you have to go submit your return. And these are the things that result in your return not being automatically assessed, because you didn't go and actually, you have that leeway, that allowance sitting there for you to take advantage of it. You also, if you've been granted a taxable benefit or advantage derived by reason of employment or holding of any office. So there is tax benefits. This one does not sound right. I think translation lapha in be right. But what I'm understanding, if there is a benefit that you want to take advantage of as a reason of your employment, remember the things I counted that can result in you getting a tax benefit, right, from SARS. That's if there's anything that you want to take advantage of as a benefit, then the return is still open. This is your time. If there's something you want to take advantage of, you need to have an understanding though of your profile so that you can take advantage of it. Lama tax practitioners they can get you refunds. When there hasn't been any income declared to take advantage of travel allowances. Because what happens sometimes is that returns are approved and refunds are paid out, and then the system then goes back again and it gets audited, it goes through processes. Last year. Last week isabane live kwakuba khona umfana othi unyathi la. Wasichazela into eyenzakala kuyena ukuthi i-return wayithola i-refund wayidla bubudlu. SARS came back and said, no, that was not supposed to be paid to you. Bring back our money. I get it, that's a cash flow relationship, which is why a refund is not what you should be fighting for. A tax saving strategy is what you should be asking me to provide to you. And by the end of tax season, privately, we will have tax savings planning, tax planning sessions for you at an individual level to say, if you were to do this, if you were to take a travel allowance, let's say, if you were to invest in a tax-free investment, if you were to open this business, if you were to do this, then in terms of an investment, then this will tax plan you right in the future. The final thing that SARS is saying we must know that results in you not being automatically assessed from an employment income level, especially from those portfolios or from that profile of a taxpayer that we discussed. If any amount was received or accrued in respect of services rendered outside of South Africa. Basho njalo, if there's anything that is relating to you working outside of South Africa, then definitely, guys, it automatically disqualifies you from automatic assessments. And then the rest, if it's not counted, if it's complicated, then SARS requires that you go and file your return. It's your time. Let's get comfortable, guys, as citizens of South Africa, of being taxpayers, because I mean, we find tax. This is just one tax. This is literally just what personal income tax is, one form of tax that's there. We pay so much, though, in South Africa. We pay so much. We are one of the most overtaxed nations ever. Everything has a cost, and in the new dispensation, everything is gonna have a bigger cost. Bigger cost. That's do your role. I am for taxes, though. I am for taxes. Like, I need you to understand this. I believe in taxes. It has been the way we somehow find a way to fairly redistribute wealth in the country, because the high earners pay so much taxes. High earners pay so much taxes. Guys, 45%. Yes, once we go 2 million rands in income, taxable income. For every rand, guys, above that, guys, 45% belongs to SARS when you're a South African. Understand that it is long, it is expensive. We already or 39% laben bakhokhayo or 18% is a lot. Guys, ngangikhale esontweni bengifundisa ngo10%, ngafundiswa ngeshumi. I will forever cry over tithe. Bangifundisa ngetithe tax. But thank God tithe was there, because now I'm comfortable with paying taxes in the ecosystem of South Africa, because there's a benefit for the community, there's a benefit for the country. Kusakuningi ke sazokhavarisha. Hayi. Kaze ngakhuluma. Now, let me engage the comments. I'm inviting guests, because in the agenda, this was based on this article. Go find it and read it for yourself. If you want to just rephrase what I was just discussing with you, if you want hear everything, go find that article. So, manje ngasesongana nge-agenda yethu, ngizodinga abantu bezeke manje. I'm requesting guest usehambile uLentuzu Smilo. Hi, Smilo. If you're on the live, he's a tax practitioner who was joining us on this live. If you are here, can you join me so that we can run through this conversation so we can run through the agenda and just discuss SARS as we have gone through the announcement. Can I have guests starting through commenting on SARS announcement as Guninga Bashchale Gona? I want to know though. This is the first thing. Where is this thing? What do I want to do? I want to do a poll. I want to do a poll. Did you cry if you were automatically assessed? Cry now, because you don't have a chance to go automatically assessed. You have the most boring, for me now, you have the most boring text profile ever, because really there's nothing much you can do. And the planning has already been effected. So cry if you were taxed. Please cry if you were automatically assessed. Please smile if you still need to submit your return, because you still have a time. Cry if you're accepting your automatic assessment. Good time in SARS, you and I were done. We are giving up. Please go share your comments as you are part of this interactive NAM. This is a 60 minutes poll. I just want to see how many people, how have you been affected by these taxes? If you are not automatically assessed, please smile. Because it means you still have, if you did not get any notification from SARS, it means you still have things that you need to go deal with at SARS. Please, can we engage? Okay, so hi. Oh, hi, Karis. Hi, Carrie. I have Carrie here. I'm now looking at the comments. Carrie asked, hi, if I have a positive amount on medical rebates, is there action required on my side? No, there's none. That's already been your deduction, your allowance already has been taken into account. That's already been taken into account in reducing your overall tax liability. Hi, Nairez. I love you. You know how these languages that I'm introducing in social media are difficult. I'm trying to learn how to pronounce the name because we are always together, Glenkonzo, and Nairenza. Nairenza or Nairenz 69. Please join me. Let's discuss if you are here. So, Kara, under automatic assessment, no, you are happy, my love, which is why SARS is saying if you are happy, Smilo, I'm inviting you now as a guest. I'm sending through my invites. Hopefully, Smilo is here. Also, invitation has been sent. Please come back. Let's now do the good Lord's work now that you've seen SARS announcements. Please join me. Invite yourself as a guest. We then have who else is asking me a question over the announcement. I said a lot. Hopefully there's something that was applicable to you. If there's any questions over the opening of returns that you want to understand, please send them through. Come through as a guest. I'm going to send through multiple invites also because I cannot be speaking by myself. And it's better if I'm responding to what you need because I can speak. And there's a lot that can be talked about, but it might not be relevant to you. Do you get what I'm saying? Ilipi Benkel writes, I have to say this again. This is an advisory over the administration of SARS and taxes for a personal income tax. For now, there are a lot of taxes. There's a lot of taxes in South Africa. There's VAT, wara. But for this now, for this season, for the next 3 months, we are going to focus on individual tax season because it is open. And we are saying we're learning how to e-file all of us. The next question, thank you everyone for who's joining this live. Thank you for everyone who's in attendance. Please share your love. TikTok has asked me to ask you for roses. So now ulwazi. Misha Kuzwayo Uti, can I get my return tax money if I worked 1 year? Okay. Lwazi. Okay, so let me explain this. I will say this. If you have worked less than 12 months, technically, if you have worked less than 12 months for an employer, if you were employed overall for less than 12 months, let's say, hypothetically, you were employed for less than 12 months in the period starting from the 1st of March 2023 ending 29 February 2024, you were employed for 6 months in that period, you are more likely to get a refund, because when we calculate payee on a monthly basis and the tax liability, we annualize people's income. Bonuses are different. The monthly salary is then annualized. So when we are deducting on a monthly basis, we are deducting a calculation that is annualized. Kosiami, I asked for money from the gods. Hopefully I'll get it as we continue the class. If you know when the studio, like I want to design it, given a whiteboard at the back end, so things are doing. But here's the thing. If you have worked for less than 6 months, for less than 12 months, then understanding that the calculation is done on a 12 months basis, you are more likely then to get a refund if you were employed for less than 12 months in a period. Jumping from one employer to another, but in a 12 months period being employed, will definitely not result in a refund. Will definitely not result in a in a refund. So you can't get your tax money if you are employed for less than a year in a year. For new graduates, but there's a new graduate, it's so much fun. Was the best thing ever. That's why they're still welcoming you into the world of being employed. Thus, it's more likely you get a refund if it's your first year of submissions, especially if you did not work the full 12 months. So new graduates, go learn how to e-file. If this is your first year of employment, tell your sisters, if this is their first year of employment, go learn how to e-file. You more likely you will get something coming out of that. So I'm not saying I'm saying the calculation of the system may result in you being owed a refund because you are new to the employment gang, and in the calculation, the mathematics, if it's less than 12 months, the calculation estimates over a 12 months period. Ameni bazalwane. Ameni. Ngiqhubeka lwazi okuhle meshe khuzwayo. I hope I've responded accordingly to your question, but if you have more, please drop them down. Hi, Deepvox. Hi, Mizzy. Thank you for joining. Hi, Keres. Hi, Pindile. Thank you for joining. Fuza Media, thank you for appreciating the background. Because Palankenga Kuluma, like I spoke. You Oh, thank you so much. Mom, how you are crying? I want to know why you are crying. Oh, no. I tried to submit, as I'm not happy about the automatic assessment. I tried to submit, they rejected. So we need employment income there. Let me tell you when I'm how. Employment income is the pits. Because the codes deductions and allowances are triggered by the code declaration at SARS. If your employer uses codes that have no allowances attached to them, you cannot then go with your employment income and then claim additional deductions. And also, just like income is like that. Like exempt dividends, we're discussing exempt dividends, right? Saying that if you're exempt dividends, you'll be automatically assessed. You might not need to go to SARS and go declare, right? That's because with exempt dividends, the expenditure in the conversation is at SARS. Thus, you don't need to go into it. You don't have any income that has allowable expenditure that for deductions. There must be income first that allows for deductions and allowances for you to be able to go claim. There must be allowances in the ecosystem that have not been taken into account for you to go claim. Thus, I would love for you to know if you are automatically assessed. If you're still on the live, I would love to know what were you claiming? Yeah, he's gonna show what were you claiming so I can maybe explain to you why were you rejected. From my understanding, obviously, my understanding comes from an accountability perspective, but I'm constantly studying. Like every tax practitioner readiness program I do every year, so that I am just constantly on par. We in SAICA, we're constantly required to have additional training. I am not a tax practitioner, but I run a firm. I've built a firm that have other tax practitioners working with me. That's already in Orlando. There's about 3 tax practitioners already who are in the process of signing the tax season agreements with me for working. That's okay. I'm definitely the person to ask. If I cannot respond to you in this live, ngiyawuthatha umbuzo wakho ngiyo-researcha mese siyawuphendula again. So I hope I've answered you. You were rejected with the automatic assessment. I do want to know, what were you trying to reject and claim from SARS if you're rejected? Hi Squama, hi, how are you? Nangomunye khalayo thatha sosoke, you are automatically assessed. Now I remember ngicele kwi-poll ngathi Khalani, you are automatically assessed. Oh guys, they say they automatically assess you because your profile is less complicated. Let me redo this poll again. I loved it. Cry if you are automatically assessed. Please cry if you're automatically assessed. Please smile and be happy if you still have to go in and do your returns. It's a good thing, good people. It's just umsebenzi angiphi paperwork ishiwo SARS, according to the article I referred you to go see at Business Day, because that summarizes nicely. Isummarize kamnandi le nkulumo kaSARS holistically, but the website is always informative, and mina as uNatasha sizonifundisa on how to e-file. Nangomunye athi nami no Mos, I'm always here. Hi Kai Babo, how are you? I know you are always here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ngisahla ngama comments phela. I spoke for 30 minutes. Now I'm going down the comments pool. I know you are here. Oh, okay. If SARS is owing you 36,000, what do you do? If SARS says you're owing 36,000, what do you do if you can't afford it? It's a company. Okay. Payment arrangements ultimately are there, especially if you have been assessed when I fuze media. We need to assess if you are at a point where by the time you've been assessed, it means we've concluded what liability is there. Then a payment arrangement is the best thing that you can do for yourself. There are debt concessions if you are saying your company is going into liquidation, and there's concessions if you're saying you really can't pay the debt, you're closing the company as a whole. I want someone who I am applying to be a business rescue practitioner with I'm applying to be a business rescue practitioner with CIPC, where I'm helping people deal with closing down of their companies. Thus, if you're having such an issue, we can definitely help so that we can bring it through to the value chain of SARS. That value chain of SARS is needed for you to be forgiven over the debt that the company has and gets concessions over debt. But this is tax season, individuals. I would love to talk about companies when I fuze media. Let me assist you in a background conversation. You might have to book an initial consultation for your company. This is individual tax season. That's structure around individual tax season. You at an individual level, imbuzo okwamanje, but definitely as a company, if you owe something, it's either you go through a payment arrangement. If you are closing down shop because you're saying so overwhelmed, then a business rescue proceeding can then be triggered with CIPC so that we can then get to a point where we ask for sales for your debt forgiveness. But there's other conversations, because I think we still need to understand the nuances of where you are as a company and what your future looks like. We are here a lot. I am paying taxes on medical aid, provident fund, and payee. So how can I not get return? No, now I understand. No, you are, and all of that has been included at SARS. All of that has been calculated at SARS, and that's why you are automatically assessed. If your medical aid certificates are already there, provident funds, those things have already been declared. All of these are focalized from your employer. All of that has been declared on your behalf. So you were automatically assessed because of that. Do you understand what I'm saying? All of that has already been declared on your behalf. Your RP5 is already on the system. Your medical aid credits have already been calculated. Your payee, the cash flow SARS has already gotten that cash flow. Thus, there is no outstanding liability from you. If there is, then there would have been a notification for an outstanding liability where then you need to, oh Nkosi yami, where then you need to go and declare. Anyanbona, majority of my audience is people that have been automatically assessed. When asilindile sayakudlwa nosazi sayobangena wena silindile. I see you smiling. Siyabangena. Let me do this poll one more time for those that are joining us. One more time. I like it for myself. At an individual level, smile if you have not been if you're not automatically assessed, please smile. If you were, please cry. Please cry with me. Oh my God, what is happening? The live is ending. They're saying they're ending my live if I don't verify who I am. Oh no, the live is continuing. We are still happy, Slindile. So please, it's your time. Who gets automatically assessed and why? If you are earning remuneration below 500,000, and it's single source, your interest income that you got from the banks is below 223,000. If you're below 65, tax exempt dividends, you are automatically assessed. Amount received accrued from tax-free investments, single lump sum, where the retirement fund has already withheld taxes based on a tax directive. Those are instances where you can be automatically assessed. But if you have allowances that are coming out of your income profile, if you have businesses, if there are deductions and tax benefits that you want to take advantage of, then you will not be automatically assessed. If you receive for services rendered outside of South Africa, you will not be assessed. If your profile, you have prior year outstanding returns and there's a mess with your profile, SARS will not automatically assess you. That's also something that I've also seen. Please, guys, share the live to others. And we are opening tax season. You have up until the 21st of October to go submit your return. Get sure that you have the right paperwork. Remember, the paperwork futhi nayo go siyicoverishile, the preliminary one, ama RP5Z, nama medical tax certificates, ama certificates from the pension funds, ama travel books, your banking details, proof of banking details, your tax certificates in respect from your investment income, your confirmations of disability, your approved volunteered disclosure program agreements, if you were prior 2010, your financial statements, if you have business income, any other documentation that's relating to your expenditures, you have to prepare. But Tinag as NXCA Network, we are saying we are going to teach you how to e-file. You must learn how to e-file. Oh my God. Ngiyabonga mhawu mangiphendulile to this point. I have never filed tax returns before, only got employment last year. What docs are required? Your RP5 certificates, your RT3A certificates if taxes were never withheld. If bunga now line item payee on your payslip, then your RT3A certificates is definitely the first starting point. Please go see though, go see in the return if all of this has been completed by the employer. You do need to have a deep understanding of your RP5, which is what our next live will discuss. Kunama codes that then trigger allowances, guys. That's why you are getting rejected if you are going to go claim against employment income. It is the worst when it comes to going and just saying, SARS, this is what I made. Because it's already overly regulated. There's fourth schedule for fringe benefits. There is so much built into employment income, which is why we need to understand the code first that's been declared for you to get to your employment income. I'm still going through the returns. Asagaiti in the agenda and the Segu 8 halfway through class late. But I hope it's been useful to someone as you are joining us. So if you've never filed returns, please prepare these basics. Business financial statements if you have business income, your travel logbook, if home office expenditure. I guess Kulum. If you're working from home, right? then and you want to go claim the home office expenditure, firstly, you must have had a letter from the employer saying you are working from home 50 plus more. Like the employer must have given you that letter for you to be able to claim. SARS rejects it automatically if you don't have that letter. Naive. And then furthermore, we have to get, in my team, I have a guy, he's an architect. Every tax season, we bring him up when it comes to claiming housing related expenditure. He then does these letters for us that then certify the area of the space being used for commercial use, your home office or your residential property claims, and then he earmarks that area in calculation to the total square meterage of your house, so that then we can do the mathematics, because it's the mathematics. But I will go into much more details over allowances and the RP5 in the next week's live, guys. Next week's live ngoba kuningi esikhulumile namhlanje already, and ngifuna nibambe ngamahalavu le ndaba. Naive, I am so grateful Slindile sazoyenza le nkonzo sizoyidla le mali awunhlanhla. Aba automatically assessed, guys. Inkonzo yeni employment income is the pits. It's the worst. Mina ngine video ngiyayisabukisho lento sometimes ngoba kube ngazuthi abantu ngiyabanyela, but I'm not angiyeli employment, because employment in itself is a business. I independently contract. I just hate declared employment income because it then limits your ability for declarations. And the only way we can take advantage of employment income results in a tax planning exercise with your employers. Next year, ngizobe ngidayisa, I want to start with my practitioners. I'm hoping I can finally achieve it, because kade ngangi-remunerator rent ukuthi senza ama-package okuya kuma-employers ukuze size in tax planning, so that by the time tax season happens, you are in a better position as an employee in terms of your taxes. But there's always admin when it involves tax planning. There's paperwork, but I'm asking you to be patient with that. I'm asking you to learn. It's only for your benefit when it comes with money. Wena landela kumeti ngiyanibona nine okapatiya, ngiyabona okapatiya. Ngiyababona nje okapatiya abasazodla abasazomele bayosebenza nosazi, so that bayi-protect, bayi-place right. It is our duty, it is our proud. Leyo nto ngiyayipreach ukuthi be proud that you are a taxpayer, be proud that you are going to SARS and engaging them on taxes. Like, be proud that you are in that position. Be proud when that you're automatically assessed and your balance is saying 0-0. No, but not only did you make money at a personal level, you're a taxpayer, but you then have already paid your liability when it comes to SARS. Niqedile lo SARS, you are compliant, your profile is compliant. It was baba the next year foot. Upumile mabhozen, upumile enkingeni. Let's just accept that. Let's accept that conversation for what it is. You just arrived Nkosi yami bakwethu, sekukuningi ngike ngakhuluma manje nje sengifuna ama-guest futhi. I like the last hour for guest engagement a lot more ngoba ngifunda ama-comments. Please let me invite guests. I'm gonna just press through. I'm gonna press through and invite guests. I like just pressing through. If you want to come in, please join me as a guest. Please join me as a guest. Let's discuss tax season. Let's discuss tax season for those that are there in the live that are paying attention. Please come through. As I read through the comments, please, on Nyawabam. Okay, ngisaphendula usle. Slindile usungenile nangu. Yo, this work from home thing is stressing me because I've been working for the past 2 years. I've never done work from home returns. Slindile wena loyo. Ninolonde kanjani? Asicela singena kwindaba yakho ngichazela. Kwenzakalani?
Ngoba I don't know how to do the work from home thing, and manje mengabe usuchaza ukuthi you have an architect that needs to measure your working space, but
Yes.
I don't really have like a huge working space. I just have a corner.
Iqala lapho ke lento. Athi usazi-ke, if you are gonna claim the home office expenditure, you must have a room dedicated towards being your home office.
Oh.
That's the first starting point. Where that's why amongst Leti Architect Hayami, we take your plans because we actually have to submit building plans to SARS. We must submit a picture of the room in holistic 360 view. Like they want the 360 view of the room showing that it is a full office. And we want that letter. The third thing that's key is the letter from the employer saying 50+% of your work is done from your home remotely. Then we will be able to then do the schedule. Ultimately, the final thing is doing the schedule of expenses that you're claiming. Your interest on your ngisafuna ukwenza session more detailed on the allowances, but usibekile la the interest on bonds, your cleaning, electricity, yabo nje siya summarize work, and any direct cost that the employer is not covering towards running a remote office, those are then claimable. We are using a lot of
Just ngiyangiclaim mina ngoba phela nginekhona, I don't have a 360 room.
I also SARS requires a picture with Lindile of your home office in a 360 view.
Sure, okay. Understood. I will try and figure it out.
Make a
No,
room for your home
garage.
office.
No, vusane ngibeke garage nje.
Hey, garage lonke lenzi home office mntasa siclaim ama expenses against that garage. We might as well. Usebenza vele, you need that space. I am a lobbyist for remote working. See, I divert a conversation yet. I'm a lobbyist for remote working. I train and I mentor people in being able to just take advantage of the internet from a conversational perspective. Tina's NXA network and fully wear digital office. One of the key things that I tell my team, Masibe Figuti, you need to ask your family to give you a room where you'll find absolute privacy. You need it. That's why SARS is also in the building and the encouraging of discipline around that. You need your own personal space. So turn that garage into an office. Take a picture. Let's go claim for you because you are working from home.
Amen. Done.
Thank you. Wizwile paperwork ile ogcina ke ye schedule ke sike sisizane ngayo privately ukuthi hayi bandla ngifuna ukuxoxa ngine cost, but we will have a session along these 3 months where so ngifuna ukuthi wonke ama master classes aqale ngoAugust siwaqede ngoSeptember so that at least nibe noOctober wokusubmit wonke abephelile. If uqale by August ngiloke ngiwakhava ngamahalava, but le ama RP5 nama allowances yona yokuqala ngqa esoqala ngayo. Yona yokuqala ngqa nje. Niyayizwa lonto. Any other questions, Lee, over the tax ecosystem? Ibesine agenda ke la bengifuna ukukhuluma ngokuhle nokubi, ngifuna ama reflections. Is there anything that you want to comment upon for tax season outside of your question?
Disability. Mina I have a disability, yabo. So those claim nakhona, I feel like sometimes babuye bangirobe mengiclaimile mina when it comes to ilento le ama disability. So what receipts do I push kuma for that disability thing?
For my out of pocket medical expenses for
yes, medical expenses.
Hey, nayo lento iyajula ke leyo. In the past, we've been successful with clear doctor confirmation letters, that external form first that you must find, that ITDD form uyayigcwalisa njalo ngithi.
Yes.
And then it must clearly define, the doctor must clearly sign. I think this is where also I think we then become successful because we are accountants, Nane. Our job is to then make the full conversation clear and then sign on your behalf and start to say this is the true testament of your value. So ngoba uletha ama certificates akho lawa ane clear expenditure negama lakho quoted on it nokuthi uthengani and it is in line with your condition, we win from that. Uyayizwa lezinto engishoyo sisami.
Yeah.
If bephikisa ezinye izinto siyayidisputa, especially if you're looking at big amounts, sometimes you have to take SARS down the value chain of disputing so that you can ask them, why are you rejecting this amount?
Oh, okay. No, I noted.
Ngiyabuzwa.
Ngiyabuzwa.
Owake phika usilindileke abesichazela ke, I think
ngwase-KZN eManzimtoti.
Hayi bosling, phela ngizalwe sikhule ndawonye phela mina nawe. Hayi sikhule ndawonye. Asifundanga Adams College nje la ufundephi?
Hayi lo mina ngizela ngoba sengimdala but ngikhulele eNdwedwe eMsunduzi.
Oh. My hometown mina kodwa ngwase okay no kodwa mina ngwase Adams ke ngikhule Adams Amanzimtoti and Adams. It's close.
Oh, okay.
You are our
So
beach
it's very
front.
close.
We beach
Yebo.
front yes. But thank you so much. Ngikhule khona that's where ugogo wami nekhaya lami where I grew up is. I'm not there ngisekhaya komkhulu eNkandla because Adams ke neManzimtoti is the urban area and ikhaya lakithi emakhaya kithi kuseNkandla. Thank you so much.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Any other question? Ngidluleke nama comments zami
No,
ukuphendula.
ayisungadluli.
Othi mina I use my medical aid C-section but I owing SARS. I don't know how. Aibo. Medical aids, if your expenditure is done through medical aid, you get to claim medical tax credits. Good people. You get to claim medical tax credits, not the cost that the medical aid cover. Only out-of-pocket expenditures that the medical aid did not cover are you then allowed to claim at SARS. So I hope ngiyachazela wena Nuniskin and Hay. Oh, it's Nuniskin and Hay. It's Nuniskin and Hay. I hope you are understanding. I'm owing Izizumbulu. I wish I could look at your profile and assess it to see where Izizumbulu come from and what then can be done for you. Someone is asking, are you a registered tax practitioner? No, I am not. I am a registered tax accountant. I'm a registered professional accountant. But I am Natasha Kulu. I built a company called NXCA Network. I have in my portfolio, we have 5 tax practitioners fully running, endorsing my work. I am very much eligible to register and I do the training. It's just I say I work with my client. My accountability and my role is to my client. Thus, legally, my power of practicing comes through the appointment with the tax practitioners I work with. Do you understand what I'm saying? And because I have the biggest personality and NXCA Network is my vision, so we do help as a network. You will confirm the tax practitioner that we work with. At SARS Mina, you can go at SAICA, go look at Natasha Kulu. You will see that I'm a registered accountant. I will futigcina myself as an accountant because I separate the relationship with tax practitioners. I had to because I realized that some of the things that tax practitioning requires is almost like an agent at SARS, and there's advisory and there's such a unique relationship that is spiritual to me that accounting brings on. Ngumgcini wemfihlo, ngumkhulumeli wabantu, in banks, in grants, in so much, in advisory, in business. I've just did with individuals. I've learned that we need to center the conversation of taxes also because that's where these two worlds merge a lot more. That's me ngizosiza masekuya kuma financial statements, sengisiza futhi in being able to testify in overall accountability. And then one of my tax practitioners will definitely allow you to submit and even be able to dispute on your behalf. Ngizoke ngibaletha during tax season on these lives so that we can all talk together over this. So omunye uthi ke, hopefully when a stars only here, you've been responded to. I am not breaking any law because listen guys, no one who is not a tax practitioner or authorized by a tax practitioner is allowed to submit a tax return on your behalf. Ningavumi futhi. You must be able to go verify a person's registration when it comes to accountability. Ngoba futhi only approved professionals can help you through this. You must go check the registration of a person. I have made a professional choice for my clients. Akekho oyothi ngisho nasecourt mina guys khona le ayingingumuntu kamoya, so I'm covered also by the the confessional that priests abafundisi have when it comes to I've ngokwenkonzo nginalo anointing, which is why then in professional trade I've limited myself to just trade only as an accountant, but my firm in terms of legal liability has tax practitioners. That's masungena kusufuna ukusizwa ngempela usijuliso sesiyokudispisisa. My team will definitely take you far. You and I will meet on the initial consultation phase and with my team, and then we'll take it very far from there. Ngine guest ezayo, ngine guest Sibulele, I'm accepting you. I get working from allowance. Can I get anything with that? Sibulele, I think wena obungibuza, but awuphelanga umbuzo wakho. I get working from allowance. Can I get anything with that? Hi,
Yeah,
Sibulele.
so hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I just wanted to know because I understand this, the aspect of having like a designated area and therefore you're working from home. But
Yes.
is there anything that I can still claim as a return if I do get a home allowance, or it does not apply if I don't have that designated area?
So USARS will reject it if you don't have that area. If you cannot provide that evidence of that area from a square meterage measurement, because the calculation of what's claimable is based on that area, SARS will
Okay.
reject it. If you cannot, like kune client last year, submit yonke into, submit an etombo, what SARS, our pictures are blurry, let's submit more. Sahamba so shoot, sashai 360, 90, like we had to take pictures that were showing a sequence of the room in terms of how it flows, so that SARS sees that I come bed there, I call TV.
Okay, all right.
Right? Okay. And then client the year before USARS while rejected because we had not taken the yas while rejecting and kwakno sofa. I swear, kwakno
Eish.
sofa, ne TV, ne taful.
So
So
it
la
legit has to be an office space, only office equipment within that space.
Only office equipment within the space.
Okay. All right, hayi ngathi sizolahlekelwa imali ngenxa yokuthi kunemibhede la sisebenza khona.
Isithombe siceliwe ngizothula.
Okay, thank you very much.
Angavayizanga lutho mina ngishongo lutho. Angishongo
Alright.
lutho ngidinga isithombe kuphela. They need a picture.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, guys. Any other questions as guests? So I want us then, as we are continuing the live, being the agenda, iqale ngokuthi the tax season is open. We wait through the announcement kasarzi. Okay. I have a guest right now who's joining. I have people who are joining. Xolani Ntlumai. And Thandeka Zulu. Hi, Xolani.
Are you guys good?
Xolani, I don't know if you're mute, but I can't hear you. We can't hear you as a class.
Sorry, my line.
Please
Sorry,
raise
my
your
line is
volume or
very
come
bad.
closer
I'll
to your
rejoin.
speaker. Okay, sengiyakuzwa ke. Hey. Thandeka?
Hello, njani?
Ngiphile
Hi.
kanjani Thandekile?
Ngiyaphila sis. Ngisacela ukubuza ne?
Yes.
Yes, ngithole employment like a permanent position teaching last year, early January ne. So ngisacela ukubuza, should I expect something from SARS or should I just forget?
Okay, let's expect something from SARS. Okay, let's
Yes,
start this.
tax return, yes.
Let me just start this. Where you are saying you were employed last year, January. So you started getting employed as of first, let's just hypothetically say, as of 15 January 2023.
Honestly speaking, document written 1 January. So I started somewhere 9 January last year working as a teacher. So
2023.
it's, yes.
And then so which means you did, you are not covered by the 12 months principle. You worked a full 12 months period in this year of assessment. In the 2023 return, did you not get a refund in the last year in the 2023 return? Was it your first job?
Yes, was my first job.
You got a refund last year from SARS, right?
Nothing.
Did you submit a return?
No, they said I should start this year.
Okay, then we must then open your. We must have you registered for e-filing.
Yes, I'm registered.
Okay, then it means we must look at your 2023 returns and we must look at your 2024 returns. But from a 2024 perspective, Sisi, you did work the full 12 months because from what you're saying, you started working in January, 1st of January 2023. The tax period for
Yes.
2024 is 1st of March 2023 up till 29 February 2024. So layer to your new employer is already not applicable to you because for 2024 you're working the full financial year. It's the 2023 return that might have value for you. If you are also not employed by anyone else before that, because it's about being employed over the full 12 months period. Uyayizwa into engishoyo?
Yes.
But nina-ke bothisha-ke futhi-ke employment income is where the conversation ends. Ngoba additional remunerative activities with teachers. Yeah, guys, kunomthetho wena, let me just warn this. Let me just slide this in. Oh, there's little or nothing that I can recommend because additional remunerative activities from teachers are barred. Yes, it's value. USARS, not USARS, National Treasury published a Public Service Act. That's for Ninabo teacher if it's not structured in your salary and you can't declare additional remunerative activities because that law says no. I don't think you guys can even get approval from just how that law is applying. So getting for you might be a difficult conversation. Did you get the automatic assessment notification? You didn't get it, Sister Tandegil?
Nothing. Your network, nothing. I didn't receive anything.
You
no,
didn't?
Sissy, I didn't receive any SMS. No.
Then I do think it's important. Go look in your profile. Don't look at it though. Let me just dispute it from here. Don't look at it as a way which SARS owes me something. In your case. But that's where the disappointment is gonna be. Don't be going to look for refunds. Go look for compliance. If there's anything that's gonna come back from you, it will. As a government employee, a teacher, I wouldn't recommend messing around too much and adding spice in the return. But
Okay.
your remuneration is quite controlled.
Okay, I get you, Sissy. Ngiyabonga ne.
Okay. Ice Cube ethandekile ngicela ukubuza ukuthi owakephi uyichaza ukuthi owakephi ubani maliphelele igama lakho nje khona sizokwazi to the community as a whole eklasini lethu.
Oh, mina ngothandekile Zulu ngihlala la ePretoria, eCenturion.
Oh, you live in the world of money. Enjoy it.
Oh. Okay, ngiyabonga ne sis.
Ayabiza phela. Hey. Khona no guest usubiza kanje khona i-tax entsha phela ifakiwe kagesi. Hey, kushubile.
Yeah, that is true ngibonile.
I now understand why you want to manage it. We will do a tax planning exercise somewhere in the lives. Pay attention to those. Maybe there's something we can enlighten you for you to go back and negotiate upon. And you're still gonna analyze the RP5s. Maybe there's something that is applicable to you that might mine value. Ice Cube. Hi, Ice Cube.
Ngiyabona njani osisi?
Siphilile unjani?
Ngiyaphila nami.
Khululeka ke bhuti wami, ask me your questions over tax season. Give us your comments.
Okay sisi. Hey, ngike ngathola ama message nama email aqhamuka sazi la efonini yami.
Okay.
So manje angwa understand kodwa mangingena ku e-filing yami. Kuvela uminus nemali eceleni eceleni. Bese bethi imali usazi kumele ngikhokhele angibuyisele yona emuva leyo.
Hallelujah, bona ku e-filing.
Yebo.
Okay, qhubeka.
So manje bese kukhona imessage ephophayo khona futhi ethi before bangikhokhele angazi kumele ngisubmit ama-what for 2020.
Ama returns, did you submit submit your return for 2020?
Le nto akasazi angiyazi ngagcina ukuyenza sekukudala kakhulu.
Ooh, I get this tax season, Puti. I will be doing a session of requesting returns somewhere this. You have to go pull out the 2020 return so that it can be submitted. Usazuthe, all returns are open. If there's a 5-year conversation they've raised over submitting returns that are older than 5 years, but 2020 is not that old. That's when you need to pull out the return got 2020. I wish I had access to see your profile. Maybe if you're willing to be one of those people who can allow us to learn with your profile, or we can then make an arrangement for tax for as well. Let me just break it down. As we are going into learning how to e-file, maybe there will be a session that will cover pulling off returns, because you need to be able to, in your returns issued on that interface on e-filing, request the outstanding return and it's submitted from just how I'm understanding what you are explaining to me. Obviously, seeing your profile will give me better information.
Okay, ngoba leyanto mina mengingena khona ngazi kumele ngenzeni, like I'm clueless because
I will August, September, so there is a point here, August interacting sessions. In August, I want to host training sessions on my Teams space or my Google Meet space. It has to be that, because we need to screen share. I need to be able to see your screen. We will not be able to do it via lives. That process will be recorded and edited, and then we'll post it onto social media for the rest of abafane bafundi. But ozofunda kahle ulo ozokhokhela ukuza, because those group sessions I'm trying to subsidize advisory. Angifuna ukuxoxa one-on-one with the tax practitioner at NXCA network for assistance at tax season will roughly at a minimum cost you 3,000, starting with the 750 for initial consultation and then the submission fees from a tax practitioner. So since class nje bathe team yami ngakwazi ngisho ucela iminikelo yo 200 no 300 abo 50 and 30, so that we can collaboratively learn how to redo this again. So ngizokwenza class ahamba kanjalo. You will be coming into my Teams and Google Workspace. We will then be sharing access into our profiles, and we're still ironing out how we can make this all cost effective for everyone, because even one-on-one sessions, once a tax practitioner or even I help you on a one-on-one session, I have to keep that information. Accountability is over 5 years. That's a longer conversation. Sisai structure got the August interactive sessions, because when you are definitely the person I want to help, but it has to have logistics attached to it. I really thought I could do it over lives, getting so share screen, but hey, guys, my computer is far, the screen is not okay. There's a lot of logistics we're still testing out, and even the profile itself, literally we still needed time to work through the interface. No, but there are systematic updates that they've put in, the pro rata rings that they've put in, that are now applicable in this tax season. Putam, I hope you understand that when you definitely need to continue following the series and engaging on the sessions that we're gonna have. Ultimately, you might end up, there is gonna be a cost attached because of the logistics, but hopefully my sessions and the online platforms will be able to help you at the lowest of cost that we can measure.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh, Nkosiyami, imali zakho uzoyithola kodwa uzoyithola. You just need to be able to pull that return and submit the return. Futhi ke yonke into yakhona, information yakhona primarily probably still there, unless your prior employer ke yenza inkinga ke. Ingakho it's outstanding. Any other question, Putwam? U-Ice Cube wakephi?
Oh, igama lami nguSandile ngowase Maritzburg.
Wase Maritzburg.
Yebo.
Hawu siyakubongela usijoyina, siyakubongela ukuba i-taxpayer. Umsebenzi muhle, ukuba nemali kuhle, imindeni iyaphila. Akukho okunye ofuna ngikubuze? Ufuna ungibuza?
Hayi cha, bekuyilokho nje, bekuyilokho engifuna ukwazi.
So the good thing about SARS, Mangivala, the good thing about SARS is that they have efficient systems that are there. The bad is that imali ke nkosi yami yazi, masuyibuka leya mali, you start feeling the impact of it, especially in our times. And if ungayina understanding of lama systems amasha abo, ayas affecta kabuhlungu ngoba sigcina singasubmithanga. But isila, we are gonna efficiently work through it. Okubi-ke ngale process, confusion over the new systems iyas affecta kabuhlungu. I need people to be aware of the right communication channels with SARS. I've been talking about the scams because last week's lives, we got a lot of questions from people, Besbuza, about these SMS refunds that the SMS, lama SMS nama refunds, right? When I asked you, they were getting these SMSs. Kuthiwa basubmit ama-banking details kanti basubmita kuma-links. Ngayiphendula lento kodwa ngiloke ngibuza ukuthi uyile ku-e-filing, umuntu athi hayi, the system is saying I have a refund. Ilama links nonsense. Nonsense. And this is why I have to teach South Africans how to e-file, because bayascameka abantu. People are taking advantage of people. Thus, you need to be aware of the communication channels in their use. So SARS has that *134 *27277 check your balance interface, which can then tell you at a high level what's your account balance, if you have a refund due, if you were automatically assessed or not. It's very like high level. But that's the first starting point. They also have said they've opened up e-filing and they've opened up a WhatsApp line. The WhatsApp line also basically does the same thing. It just gives you a high level balance of your statement. It gives you a high level balance of what's outstanding at SARS for your statement of account. It gives you a high level understanding of your refund status. Gives you a high level understanding of your status in terms of return submission. I believe they're gonna enhance the functionality of that WhatsApp channel, but it's still new. But these are just high level checking. Document and letters that are communicated by SARS, guys, that are from e-filing. You have to go into e-filing itself and pull it out there. It is important akubalekile kanje angazi ngayishare kobani le nkonzo nihambe nibatshela ukuthi uNatasha uthe it is important you learn how to e-file. Good people, please learn how to e-file. That's the One Makoya communication channel, the Mopi app version and the desktop version. I love the desktop version. I'm a cell phone processing powers. I'm a cell phones. I use an Android. Maybe Lavaba no Apple. They function better. I get it. I love the desktop version. That's why I'm going to teach you how to e-file on the desktop version. Because lapha uyajula, ukwazi ukubona ne-return yakho in detail, ubone ama-RP5 yakho in detail, ubone ama-certificates akho in detail, ubone ama-cases akho, ubone prior year information about you that was submitted, all the returns in the past that you've submitted are there, statements over the years are there, your penalties are there, correspondence in SARS are there, yonke into ilapha, your status verification is there, if you are compliant or not. That's the working space with SARS. I am asking people to just get used to that as much as possible. Even if you check your statement balance, you need to interrogate your statement that's on e-filing. Go be able to pull it out. Manga preach abasethiwa sekuvuke kumshumayeli ke lokhu mina cause ukayiveze umshumayeli uthi mina important. Even if you have a tax practitioner managing your things, you angeke ukhale nge-tax practitioner if you have access to your e-filing profile and you can go see what they're submitting on your behalf. Because kumele kubhekiwe. Mina nje I'm an accountant and so I started with a lot of independent contracting, and this was the safeguard for my clients, because if ngimise kumuntu phela ngangangeni financially good relationship when I started this, ngangangeni at all, as kwawukuthi uze kumina Natasha accountant, but ngiba ukuthi udinga tax practitioner, ngihambisa ifile ngiyise ku tax practitioner nisebenze ngingekho. Ngabona kade ukuthi abantu babuya futhi sebezokhala kumina izinto mazingalunganga, because advisory is not a perfect science, kuba khona izinto ezingahlangani. I then had to ngase ngiba umina ocheckela abantu ema profiles abo. Mase sinisizile bese niba isicefeke umuntu 3 months down the line, Natasha anginaso statement esithini, awukwazi ngani ukuyosilanda wena istatement sakho. Ngizokucharge futhi mina 100 rand ukukuphulela istatement nje ngathatha akere minute lami. My minute currently, I think it's 30 rands per minute. My minute, I just need to calculate with the team. My minutes as Natasha is 30 rands per minute. It's just khona izinto engizenza ngobizo njengalezi engizenza ngesikhathi ngivumelekile ngicela imnikelo. But wathi nje ngiyokulandela istatement for 5 minutes working ngizokcharge lo 30 rand. For 10 minutes working ngizokcharge 300 ngoba ngithumile kwinto efanele ngabe uyifundile. Because that's time and knowledge. If ungakwazi ke, so which means if ungayazi ucela ulwazi lami ngizokcharge 300 for lot. And that's and because once I get involved futhi at any point in time that logs ukuthi kwangena uzothi Natasha has accountability with you. Natasha can be called in a court ka accounting kodwa kangikhulumi client lingashongo ukuthi angikhulumi. Like I really do not speak if my client says I must not speak. Sengamane ngiboshwe sengasho njalo kaSakha ngahleka kwathiwa hey guys, but my role is with you as my client, ingakho siba nale inkulumo. Yini, I want you to be aware of the communication channels, because niyaskenywa guys over refunds. Sesiku point 2 your agenda yethu, niyaskenywa over the refunds. Please join me as we are talking about ngicela nize as guest nibuze imibuzo abasaba nembuzo. You are getting scammed in the name of finding refunds. Do not agree to someone who's gonna say I'm gonna give you refunds on your profile. Ungazi ukuthi lama refunds wathathaphi. Because SARS, even if manje you get a refund, I'm telling you, we have 5 years of comfortability once you declared SARS. At any point in time, SARS can come back and audit. At any time in point in time, SARS can reassess in that 5-year period according to the procedures. And you always have to establish fact, meaning what declare a funny fact ibe right ube read at any point in time to prove your fact. Refunds, again, I do not encourage the pursuit of refunds. You know what I encourage the pursuit of? Tax savings. It's a tax planning exercise that results in refunds at the end, if done right. Or results in a reduced liability if done right. Because that's the ultimate goal. Reduce liability when it comes to conversations with SARS. No need to pay 45% from the full 20 million you got. That's me. As NXCN Network, I do not engage on how, Natasha, can you get me tax refunds? I'm helping you in being able to get tax savings. That's the conversation. Tax refunds are as a result of an overpayment to SARS. There is a result of all these activities we've taken into to achieve your tax savings. Tax refunds are there, yes, they will be achievable, but they are not the goal. The goal is to get you compliant. The goal is to declare your tax matters accordingly so that mase bekufune ekugcineni bakuthola ngetext uJulius bamthola ngetext. It's not a political conversation that I'm raising, it's just the fact. uJulius bamthola ngetext ngoba wayiqamba amanga kaSARS. Mamkhize bambambe ngetext ngoba izinto zazingekho right kaSARS. DJ Sbu bamthola ngetext. Malinga yitext because this conversation of declarations and owing is an issue. So the pursuit of finding refunds is not the goal. The pursuit is tax savings and tax planning that positions you in saving from your tax liabilities. Okungasubmitting guys ke nokusebenzisa into wrong results in administrative penalties. Administrative penalties are charged if you return yakho walphutha nje le cycle ka tax season. and you were supposed to submit a return and you were not automatically assessed, and already SARS has proof of that you have income, charge penalty. They are charged at a sliding scale based on your income profile. The lowest being 250, the highest being 16,000 per month. Gadani, learn how to e-file so that it protects you from this ecosystem that is ugly and bad, coming out of the chase of refunds, coming out of the impact of administrative penalties, coming out of the administration of interest, because if ungakhokhi interest iyachargewa, isikweletu siyazala kaSARS. Nange ngibuza uSilindile, talking about reassessing, I owe 2,000, then babuya sebenginika 790 last time. How is that? So again, so uthi Silindile bengathanda mhlawumbe ungiphinde ungijoin as a guest. Uthi wena you were owing 2,000, then babuya sebenginika u790 last time. How was that? Me mhlawumbe there's an allowance. Oh, thank you Silindile. Ngoba cishe ngamina something ngenza ama assumption. Hi Silindile, yes. Ngene ndabini.
Hi. That was for 2022 to 2023. So mengifile bathi ngikweletu somehow 2,000. But then mengibuya back ngathola lento le SMS, no, like sengithola imali on my account and it fell from SARS. So mengingena kuma e-filing yakubhala kuthiwa reassess or something contemporary kuyona engibonayo ukuthi okay bangibuyisele u700 or something. So how is that ngempela? How is that? Kwenzakaleni lapho?
Usuke for liability ka 2,000 wabuyela usumanje usune refund ka 700 noma ba deducte usune hayi phela mntase angithi lento yazi yenzakala kanjani? Lento ye returning mathematics calculation and iqala ngama declarations of employers based on that calculation, and then uSARS abuye naye futhi abantu bahlala babuye babali umuntu at the back end, the system does it or an individual does it at the back end, abali ukuthi hayi kahle bengabalanga khona allowance khona credit ebingafakanga kahle, and then that's what gives you a refund.
Oh, okay.
Uyayizwa ngisho
bangasho ukuthi ngiyakweleta this ngoba ngizobashaya.
Ibona ngithi abathe ayibona it's the system on e-filing, and you did not send any tax practitioner to go do ibona bathe reassessment. SARS came back with a reassessment for you, right?
Yes, sebenginikeza imali, yes. So nje kwilento nje mengingena nje kwi-profile yami babubhaliwe ukuthi reassess so what and then bafaka lo mali abanginikeze yona.
Then it's a SARS conversation. They then went and did that. So third parties do their estimates and then they sit, and then the system can do it and they accept it. But then at the back end, they still go into those returns and assess at a physical level. So reassessment comes in when that has also been done.
Okay, cool.
But if it's on e-filing and it's coming from SARS, unless you are disputing it, and if your statement of account is saying,
no.
Okay, now Natasha, I hope you are recording these lives and posting on YouTube for us to watch later. Like I want a social media person on the side. When I go getting umuntu la social media, I'm using my basic what I'm visually impaired, so even the use of a phone is just like a struggle and a half. I am getting a team. There's a team of interns that are assisting me in this tax season. I'm getting them. Maybe they will be able then to assist me in being able to. These interns, they will be able to then take all of these lives and use them in as content on other platforms. TikTok, after 30 days, my lives are gonna expire. So, hey, I just. Maybe someone will help me and give me better advice in terms of how I can download these lives and then send them through into YouTube. So that this whole experience can be better. I love my interns. Ibana nje abazosiza on how to e-file bazosiza nje bangisize basimone lentos si moderate. I want to download them, but they never do. They never do. Like they never do. They really never do. I'm gonna go back to TikTok Studio and see if I can try again. Ilale laptop yami wa download that, and that's my ultimate wish: being able to download and repost them. Kwaphela siyakhuluma for 2 hours, guys. Siyakhuluma for 2 hours. So I want us to engage on the interactive platforms za August. Ngifuna ukunifundisa on how to e-file. This will not be a session on how to the interpretation of the law, as much of how to interact and interpret the e-filing interface itself. Ngoba ngisho, I do believe in all decision makings we've gone into with the team, we realize that it's either will be a Teams link session that will have to have like a 300 rand anyana administrative 300 rand to depending on the profiles, because as we get complicated with tax season, our tax practitioners, they need to get paid. We will have different classes of payment, but in overall how to use the sum nalama implement income imnikelo ka 300 utholi link, then ukwazi ukujoyina lama groups of 20 will be sessions of 20, and lama sessions 20 people, about 5 per topic per week, as about 5 per week, groups of 20. Siyafundisana, we are working through the live interface of an e-filing profile. We sign confidentiality agreements, buzana as openly as possible. Siyaphum. And then ikube nama one-on-one sessions on you, someone assisting you on how to submit a return, because ama tax practitioners amaning ami akathandisisa ukusebenza with individuals because SARS has forced us to take over profiles, and if we take over profiles, it means that it sits on yours, and as individuals there's like a lot more administrative burdens. Again, it's accountability on the tax practitioner's profile. That's we sort of coming again with that link to say you can book a one-on-one. So it's either you join group sessions or you join one-on-one for learning how to e-file, and assistant on how to e-file. One-on-one is assistant on how to e-file with the practitioner of hours delegated accordingly. Ungathola mina, ungathola abanye okapadia bempande yami. I call it business lami impande yami because it is coming out of my directives. Imi nocelayo yelami, you are trusting me ngoba uzothenga i-NXA network, and ngiyakubonga lokho. So one-on-one sessions where then you submit on your behalf, but you are advised by us as you interface with e-filing, which will then allow you to be able to do that for the rest of your life. My goal is for people, especially at an individual level, we are expensive. I recognize that we have a cost. For the value chain of accountability, for me to be an active professional, I pay a lot annually, I train a lot annually, but that's gonna be the use for you. And then so it's the link for group sessions, it's the one-on-one sessions, and then it is the initial consultations then for you to be a client at NXA Network. Ama client engiwathanda ila abadinga ama financials, guys, abadinga advisory from a financial accountability, abadinga ukusizwa nge-paperwork, nalaba abathi mina Natasha, I have money, I don't have the time, I need top-notch advisory. And the top-notch advisory is accountability over 12 months period. Hlala nawe sabantu bakho, siyakufukamela, we are a team supporting you in accountability. And that's a relationship that's going to be ongoing on an annual basis. Usually we call them high earners, roughly people who are in the high brackets. Esibasiza kakhulu on those one-on-one basis. Even as we reach out to kumina in the DMs on TikTok, I'll communicate on 3 things. Are you asking to join the group sessions? Are you asking to join the one-on-one how to e-file sessions? Or are you asking to be a full client at NXA Network? I will not lie or just direct you to joining the Tax Lives on Tuesdays. Siyayakha lenkonzo. I do want your comments and your poll. Are you understanding the approach? Please, again, as a quick poll, show your face if you are happy with how we are saying we are gonna join the lives. Because again, go on it and download even this conversation. Kunzima. interact with social media platforms as much as we're engaging there. So if you are happy with how we are saying the interactive sessions must be, thank you for happiness. Thank you, Mazwi. Thank you, Slindile. So, manithi niyayithanda le ndlela. So, kabili, initial consultation next year network. We will post the content after the sessions. So, August nje wonke I'll be booking the grouping sessions, 20 group sessions, one-on-one sessions, and then we will make it content Pelu September. You have to find yourself. I understand financial accountability and the pressure that it brings in. You will find yourself along the value chain. Next year, our costs are deductible. I'm deductible. That's a little bit of a savings that's there. So if ni happy anything, I understand the lenkonzo with the interactive sessions on how to e-file. Next week, I'll give in more details in terms of how we're attacking it and how it's gonna go. This is just like the final time to ask for questions. Winkonzo say vala ngo sego shaunan. We have 8 minutes to 9. I am grateful to everyone who joined me in this live. Do you have any questions that you wanna engage upon? Any questions? Asi Valinkonzo. Ngichaza-ke mina nguNatasha Xulu, the curator of NXCN Network. In 2018, I started a business called Natasha Xulu. Qala yasi rebrand yaba Natasha Xulu yasi yaba NXCN Network. And I connect, we work online, we're a virtual business, which makes it easy. Wasithola nje WhatsApp. Ngena nje WhatsApp, our details are there on my platform. Email us, WhatsApp us. Let's start the conversation with an initial consultation. Ngizwadedela details for booking the August interactive sessions, the August and September interactive sessions, because in September, I want to be on the road. Ngifuna ukuya kubantu, nginifundise physically. Sizobona khona abacelile ama-grouping sessions. Hopefully that will help as far as we can take it. Any questions, guys, before ngivale inkonzo? Please leave your comments. Thank you. Subscribe. Give me your flowers. Give me your hearts. Umnikelo-ke wenkonzo sizocela kuma-grouping sessions. The cost has to be attached because even the internet naniyazi yakho ke data lakho kis. Kodwa sila. We are here. I hope that my sessions were useful, but from the smiles I got, I haven't gotten a sad one. So I mean, you guys are happy. Ngiyabonga mina for ukungithemba, ngiyabonga for attending the live, ngiyabonga for those who are following me. Please tell others to join us in the conversation next week. Already we've established that we need to drill down a little bit more still on the IRP5s, but again, I would love an interactive session for the IRP5 discussion. We need to drill down on the allowances that are attached to that at a high level. We need to drill down on the codes that are affecting you at SARS. We need to drill down in the value mining as of next week. What else do I want us to cover as of next week? Please send me your questions. Anything that you just want us to go into further more details with. Again, I get limited because as we're drilling down on these codes, I wish I could show you example. Nant, fan submit a look. Nak, buga look. He look abak dingay. He look mebethi what? Yaizo nene ngishoy. So our private conversations as a move ala nina nitholeka lenkonzo idlozilene lingidele kahle uJehova univumele umoya ongcwele unithumele nonke whatever that takes your spirit and guides you in right path. Your guidance are here. They've sent you here. Wayizwa lenkulumo ibimnandi. I do believe, like I can sense that someone has been helped. I hope someone has been helped by this live. Angakhulumela mahala. Ngoba tell others to follow us. Go on YouTube. Let's follow each other. YouTube, if I were to be able to do these lives on YouTube, guys, I would have been able to then, because YouTube allows for lives to be saved immediately. Then you would have had access to lives, but to YouTube would take 100 subscribers. So that becomes difficult. That becomes really, really difficult. But thank you so much. We are 4 minutes into closing inkonzo yethu. Asinbonge again, taxpayers. Asinbonge for those who are breadwinners, for those who have who are making money, who are effective economically participating. We are praying that a lot more can be brought into the value chain of working in South Africa. If ultimately, if there's any complaints over the SARS processes, tell me. Thank you, Tibuo. Thank you, Mauti. This was informative and helpful. Mangisizile nje hayi ngithumeke kahle. I will sleep well. Sekufane ngiyolala nawe hamba olala. Ngawukhuluma 2 hours, guys. Sawukhuluma 2 hours yamnandi inkonzo yethu. Hayi ngiyabonga. Should I say goodbye? Nayikhumbula lento niyakhumbula that goodbye thing that we used to get ku YouTube, ku SABC 1, SABC 2. Teletubbies bebethi bye bye. Goodbye. Thank you, Mazi. Ngiyabonga ama-gifts. Lama-gifts anginikeza $2. Ngiwathanda kabi nawo ngoba apparently TikTok engages me better and then sends my message to the algorithms better. So ngiyabonga badla lama-gifts. Ngiyabonga kulaba abathi information yami was informative. Please send more gifts. Send more. Sizokhuluma nje siyakhulisana siyakha. And that's how I am. And those that know me that I'm very much passionate about our growth, about just being useful in society. Mina ngifuna ukuba useful. And I'm hoping this is me being useful. Ngisayicela nezinto zemali. Ngiyabonga. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Sohlangana kule nkonzo ke nini ke? Next week. Anginishiyi.